Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. I want to say thanks. Thank you very much to French Quarters Guest Apartments for being our New York City hotel. Let them be your headquarters in New York City. Go to FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next stay. FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next stay. We're talking to Fred Stoller, a former writer for Seinfeld, character actor, been on every sitcom ever. And he wrote a book. Here's the setup for those who don't know. The character Kramer on Seinfeld is based on a real guy. He's a guy, Larry David, used to live right next door to, like Seinfeld does on the show. And he was that kind of like nutty guy. And Larry David based the character Kramer on this guy.
Right. Kenny Kramer.
Kenny Kramer's his name. And this guy sort of, created a business off that fame and does tours of the Seinfeld tours that he hosts and started making money off it. And Fred put him in his book and said something that pissed him off. Now the guy's suing him. So give us the details, Fred.
Okay. Like I said, the book's a lighthearted book, people busting my chops and stuff. So, long story short, many years ago, I was in Manhattan doing this movie that was a farce. It fell apart, and he found out I needed a place to stay. So he goes, you stay with me. I got air conditioning. It was the summer. I went, all right. I only...
Was this 1938? That was a selling point?
I got air.
It was,
I got plumbing.
96. So I knew him a little bit, and he goes, you stay with me, but you help me out. You be my special guest on my tour. You tell stories. You wrote on Seinfeld. You acted on it. And I said, all right, this is better than staying with my mother in Sheepshead Bay. I figured, all right, because that was my other thing. So then, I just told, so he has this Kramer reality tour where he has this sidekick who I know, this guy Bobby Allen Brooks, who used to play the piano and do comedy stuff, and he would run around trying to get the crowd riled up, going, the pig, no soup for you, and scream out, not that there's anything wrong. So the second day I couldn't take it, and I was holding my hands to my ears and I was begging with him to let me off the bus. I said, I can't, and he wouldn't let me off the bus, and the guy was screaming, running up, going, not that there's anything wrong with it, doing all these...
Wait, who's doing this, Kramer or who?
No, his sidekick, this guy Bobby Allen Brooks.
Okay. By the way, Fred, the next time you tell the story, don't start it by saying long story short.
All right.
He literally said long story short many years ago. It's like a Charles Dickens novel. Go ahead.
Are you getting the story? So anyway...
You're on a bus with this guy. Go ahead.
I was never ever intending to hurt anyone's feelings, or I didn't say he was lame. I said it was very lame.
Where in the book?
What?
Where in the book you said he's lame?
I said the tour with this guy screaming expressions. I wanted to get off.
Wait, Fred, are we in the tour or in the book now?
In the book I talked about the tour.
What did you say? What actually made him sue you? What did he get mad at?
Well, I don't have the lawsuit. They went to the publisher and everything. Well, first he threatened me, defamation. You said I'm lame. The stress you caused me. And then he told, the Post and the News, I know they're really reliable papers.
They are.
What?
Are you being sarcastic?
I think Fred's going to lose.
I am. Because... The
New York Post and the Daily News are... All right,
come on.
All right. Well, they got it wrong because she said, Bobby was screaming out, not that there's anything wrong with it, and I said that he was harassing gays.
Okay.
Screaming it out.
Which is from Seinfeld, where they would say he's gay, not there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah. Right.
So that's what I'm trying to get out of you. That's what happened.
Right.
That he was harassing gays. You said that in the book.
No, I never said that.
Well, what actually is said in the book?
What?
What is said in the book? What made him sue you?
He got all mad that I hurt his feelings and said the tour was lame, and they twisted it to something else.
They twisted that into that he was harassing gays?
Yes, read the Daily News.
That's ridiculous.
It is. So if Kenny Kramer's listening, I appreciate you put me up. I thought it's funny. He sued me for $1 million, but he hasn't defriended me on Facebook. So that would really hurt.
Wait a minute. So
Fred, the book says that...
I don't know what's going on.
The book says that the bus would go into Greenwich Village and that Kenny Kramer himself would shout, not that there's anything wrong with that at gay people.
That in the book.
Well, that's what the article that I read says they're saying.
Well, they are. Like I said, I wish the article would have bought the book. I'd have more sales, but that was not
Actually, the New Jersey Star-Ledger, I have an article about it. It says here that in the book, it says that you saw Kenny Kramer kill a gay person.
Oh, there it is. Guilty.
Again, that would make sense, but no, that's the thing. No, the sidekick was screaming out expressions from the tour. And I mean, from the show Seinfeld, not Kenny Kramer, and not Out the Window, and the funny thing is, Artie, even let's just say he screamed out, "Hey, you're gay!" Not that there's anything wrong with that. That wouldn't be bad, but I didn't say that because that's like saying, "Hey, you're Jewish," but that's okay. But I'm going.
Fred, you know what's funny? I know less about this story.
I think he's guilty just because he can't get the story out.
After this interview, I know less about the story.
I think he sue you for $2 million now at this point.
I want to sue you for coming on my show.
Why am I on the show?
No, you're great. You're a great guest. Just when you have to relay information, it's bad.
What don't you understand? I didn't say what the guy just said.
I know. I get what you're saying. It just took a long time to get there.
He's accusing you of writing things that you didn't write.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
And so it sounds like you should sue him because you didn't write it.
They're accusing me of accusing him of something I never accused him of.
Right.
See that?
Well, Fred, no offense, though. I mean, who read the book? Was it your mother knows he hates gays?
My mother's going to sue me next. Yeah.
All right, listen.
I should sue myself because I put myself down more than anyone else in the book.
All right, Fred, calm down.
Man.
We're going to come back. We're going to end the show with you, all right?
All right.
Prepare another short story. The Artie Lange.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Fred Stoller on the line. So, Fred, plug your book. What's it called again? Fred.
TV guest star.
What?
You're like, no,
No, I didn't hear you. What's the book called?
Maybe we'll have you back.
Oh, that's a good title. And you know, was you were hustling? Can you still get it on Amazon or anything?
I think it's still on Amazon and Kindle and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just trying to affect the jury pool. And
do you defame anyone else in it?
Well, Kathy Griffin, I talked about a one-night stand, but she went on Howard Stern. She said if she saw me, she'd hug me.
You bang Kathy Griffin?
Yeah. That's the one I was. Her and my mother. I was. Well, no, I didn't mean that.
Wait a minute.
But I didn't mean it that way.
Oh no!
That's what it was. I was nervous about. But yes, I talked about my one night stand with Kathy Griffin, and people go, she's going to get mad. But then Howard Stern asked her about it, saying that you wanted to punch this guy in the face.
Listen, let me ask you a question. You had one night stand with Kathy Griffin. Do you like Carrot Top's act? I'm just curious.
Hey, Kathy, does Kathy have a big red bush?
Yeah.
I don't remember it being big, but it was.
Is it a three-alarmer down there?
Not there's anything wrong with that, Fred.
Now, how did you seduce her? Did you tell her a story?
Sure.
No. She seduced me.
You know what's the great thing? Fred could hit on 16-year-olds by telling them a story. When the story's over, they're of age.
I know this guy. Speaking of, that was on the show Wizards of Waverly Place, and I bump into him because this is great because in a few years those girls will be of age and I could sleep with them. You know, the fans of the show, so he's all excited. But anyway,
great aside.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, that's a little dangerous.
Now, how did you approach Kat? What was it at the Aspen Comedy Festival in her comedy hot tub?
This was many years ago, before she even did stand-up. She met me at a party, and she asked me to drive her to her car because, you know, in the Hollywood Hills, those mountains, you could walk far away. So she started kissing me, and we had a date the next day. So I come to her place, and she goes, I go, you want to see a movie? Do you want to eat? She goes, I'm wet.
Oh.
So she told me she was wet. Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, Fred, get it.
I don't know. I guess.
Get it. It was raining out.
The most unbelievable part of the story is that you were at a party.
Or maybe we'll have you back, right? Not the party.
So you get a date with her?
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't do the date. She told me she was, you know, moist. I'm trying to clean it up.
So you just banged her.
You figured moist was better?
Yeah.
So go ahead. What happened?
At a level.
She's turned on. What happened?
Well, then we're, doing stuff, and she just saw a TV movie about a woman that batters men. So she goes, I'd like to hit you in the face because I have hostility at men.
It's very erotic.
She goes, I'd like to hit you because I don't like men. And I go, why not? She goes, they rape, they go to strip clubs, and they see porno. And I said, I only do 2 of those 3.
So you're being funny. Your wit came out.
Yeah, she wanted to hit me. And
But I would, doesn't,
She wanted to.
actually, how often, be honest, does a woman want to hit you on a date?
Well, it never happens where they say they're wet.
I want to thank Bobby Moynihan, the great AJ Benza. Come back anytime. I love
you
AJ.
got it, buddy boy.
And thank you, Fred, so much for a lighthearted romp through Hollywood.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.